me, for those of you who know me and those of you who maybe don't, I live in a fairly rural place, in a cottagey kind of terrace. It used to be called a row of cottages, but I think it lost that name. But to me it's still a cottage, and it's a cosy little house. It's at least 150 years old, and it used to be an old miner's house. I live here with all my cats, who are absolutely adorable, and I do have quite a few, as I tend to take in the stragglers and strays. I love cats, and I love a quiet and rural lifestyle. So if you'll come along with me, perhaps you'll join me on this new adventure as I start this new phase and begin a new story. So I'm just sitting here randomly, and I don't know if you can hear it, but it's really heavily raining outside, which is really beautiful. It's really lovely to sit in the quiet and listen to the rain pour down. It feels like winter, and there's something very soothing about the rain. So it's really dark now. It went dark about 4:30 this afternoon because we set the clocks back, and the nights are really long. I'm really loving this peaceful, quiet night. I've got no neighbours, so I'm entirely surrounded by peace and quiet, and we have very little traffic here, and you can kind of just sit in silence. And so I'm just sitting here celebrating, because it feels like a bit of a day out of time, because tonight is Samhain, Halloween, and it's the beginning of a new year. So I'm going to take a few moments to just clean out everything and start from scratch, and maybe just sit and enjoy the peace and serenity of turning off my PC, turning off the electricals, listening to the rain, and just being in the moment for a while. There's something about the rain and the long winter nights it can feel quite boring, but I think we're so used to having so much stimulus that just to take a step aside from that for a while, to kind of mark a day out of time, kind of special kind of day. And I'm going to sit by my fire and just be at peace with myself and with the cats, and not think about it as being lonely, not think about it as being aloneness, but maybe being surrounded by the spirit of nature, being able to just participate in being. I don't know if you can pick up the rain, but it's quieting down a little now. It's really heavy. Yeah, it's very soothing rain. It's very peaceful rhythms. So good morning, and what a beautiful morning it is. It's so fresh and lovely, and it's really lovely to get out in these last few days of mild weather before it all becomes wet and wintry. It's a little breezy this morning, but so fresh. And I actually woke up, I'm very tired. I woke up, well, my clock said 5 o'clock, but they changed the clocks around. My head's all over the place. So I've been waking up really early. I woke up at 5 o'clock, which was 6 o'clock really this morning, and the day before that I woke up at 6 o'clock, which was 7 o'clock really, but it was totally pitch dark, and it just felt like the middle of the night. So my mind's got really fuzzy with the changing of the clocks. I wish they wouldn't do that. I wish we could just live, year in with one time. But they do like to mess us around like that. But anyway, it was absolutely gorgeous first thing this morning. I looked out the window and there was a really beautiful pink sky, which unfortunately I didn't film. I just enjoyed the moment. But it was such a lovely dawn. It felt really magical, actually, really special. It was Samhain last night, or Halloween. So I actually stayed up quite late because they changed the clocks. It was now 1 o'clock. So I went to bed about 1 o'clock last night, but I had a very quiet evening. I just had a sort of personal little ceremony, and I didn't want to sort of... There's so much about witchcraft these days that's just the aesthetic, and it's kind of going through the motions for, you know, a lovely vlog. Ironically, I did actually film a little part of what I did, and all I really did was I swept out my fire and I started a new fire. It needs sweeping out quite often because it gets very full of ash. But you know, that's all I really did. I symbolically cleaned my fire for the start of a new year. I put a glass of wine down and a few sweets for the spirits. I didn't even carve a pumpkin or a turnip. I just put a candle and a plastic gizmo in my window. Kind of thought that's it for me. But it was enough. I just wanted a quiet little moment to myself. And then I decided that I was going to vlog it. So I ended up filming, and I ended up, you know, trying to tell a few facts of my life without it being forced, without doing something for the sake of, you know, filming some pretty Instagram kind of post about it. And then I decided that I was going to start a different kind of channel that was slightly more self-expressive, just a vlog, just normal everyday life. But I actually wanted to say, come out into the beautiful woodland, so that it's very aesthetic, apart from the camera in my face there. But I actually wanted to tell you about, I didn't really feel very in the spirit last night, but as I went to sleep, I thought I heard movement upstairs in my bedroom, and it sounded like a cat rumbling up the stairs or knocking something over. I was kind of half asleep and I heard this dull thud, and I thought, what's that? It sounded like a cat jumping on something. And then I realised that there was no cat upstairs because they had all been locked downstairs for the night. And my heart started racing, as it does, going, what is that? It must be something falling over. It must be something very simple. It's something in the other room that's just sort of shifted and fallen over. So I tried to go back to sleep and not freak myself out about it. And then as I was just drifting in sleep, and this is sort of midnight, I felt something tug at my bedclothes, and kind of, it felt like a cat jumping on a bed. So I was a little bit freaked again, but do you know, some part of me really hoped that it was Big, who had lost this year. Big or Freya, who'd come to say hello. So to me, I don't know, I wasn't too scared about it. I actually went to sleep pretty soon afterwards. It felt comforting. It felt like something was lying next to me and I could fall asleep. But as far as Halloween goes, that was the experience I had. It wasn't really anything special. I didn't carve pumpkins to look spectacular. I didn't, I don't know, make a cake, although I thought about it. And I just had a quiet to myself moment, and I had a quiet to myself experience. So I'm kind of glad it went that way. So anyway, here we are, start of a new year. And so far, it's been nice. I felt like, yeah, the spirits were possibly walking abroad there. I'm by the golf course, if you can hear people. I thought this is where no one can see me and hear me. There's a guy there with his golf trolley going, why is she vlogging? I'll hide over here a bit more because I'm nearly done. So I thought I'd come into the lovely woodlands, lovely magical woodlands. And I came yesterday and I found some flygoics which I thought might be up. And so I picked a couple. And I don't take them to eat them, I don't take them to smoke them really, I just have them around. And they are just little spirit plant allies to me. I think it's actually illegal to pick them, so disclaimer, don't eat them, don't pick them, unless you want little spirit plant allies to be hanging around for the year. But I kind of like that. And I'm feeling very weak because I woke up very early, but it's sort of a magical kind of sleeplessness of, it really did feel quite magical this morning. It felt like a fresh start. And it's lovely to get out and get some fresh air first thing. So as you can tell, it's starting to cloud over a little now. So I'm really glad that I've come out and enjoyed that fresh early morning, last days of mild weather, just turning to autumn. And it won't be long before all the leaves have gone, so it'll be a different energy in these woodlands then. So I have things to do. I'm still trying to learn yoga. I'm still doing a yoga course. Very close to finishing that. It's getting quite demanding because they're putting me through an intermediate to advanced positions I've never done before. You know, just flip into scorpion pose. Yeah, right. I can hardly do a back bend anymore. Getting up into handstands, I used to love handstands as a kid. And I did say to myself, if I ever stop doing handstands, that's the day I die. And I did. I stopped doing them. So it's getting back into, I'm going to do handstands again. I'm going to do back bends. I'm going to do scorpion one day. It's going to be great. So I've got to do my yoga course, and I want a yoga room with a nice flat floor because I'm wobbling on a carpet. But that means I have to shift furniture around, so I started stripping this beautiful chest of drawers my cousin gave me, which is taking days and is terrifying because I'm using an air gun, and every 5 minutes it starts smoking, sets the fire alarm off. They get really hot, they get really, really hot, and they're really scary. So I can do sort of 5 minutes and then let the heat gun cool down, and go and do another 5 minutes. So it's taken at least 2 weekends so far. But I really want to finish the job. And then I will have a lovely sort of wooden chest of drawers so that I can take clothes off a chair in my bedroom and put them in the set of drawers. So I have plans, keep busy, keep moving, and I think keep editing and maybe start a new phase, which is just a little bit more of a daily vlog. So if you bear with me while I do that, I do appreciate the company. So I feel very self-conscious. There are guys on the golf course over there. So I will go back and have another coffee and make plans for my day. Ready. So this is the room I want to turn into a yoga room. It's the main bedroom, but it's absolutely freezing in here. It's got a lovely mirrored wardrobe, which the doors won't close at the moment because I have too many clothes. I've got a plastic bath over there. It's good for storing the bath in. I'm not a shower person. And then I've got this lovely chest of drawers that's been in here, which I don't want to send it to a tip. So I'm actually going to try and strip it back to plain wood and then wax it or oil it or something. So I thought that would look really pretty. It came with some lovely little handles, so I can imagine it's going to look lovely when it's done. and my cousin kindly gave it me, which is great because I have clothes falling out of the wardrobes and all over my bedroom, and I could fit some in there, just practical everyday wear. So that would leave me, hopefully, an empty room. I don't like wallpaper. This is a bit of art my friend Roy did, it's very nice. And it would make it a practical room rather than just an unused room. It's got a good hardwood floor, good for balancing, some mirrors so you can check what you're doing, apart from the big stripe in the middle. And I think it would be cute as a yoga room. But first I need to do, the saying is you have to go north to go south, or you have to go south to go north. Either way, I have to do other things before I can get round to the thing I want to do. So, I'm nearly there. I've done one side, the top, mostly, one of the drawers, one and a half of the drawers. Well, that one's nearly done there. So that's 2 drawers, and then I have this angle grinder, half an angle grinder pad that someone gave me, which is brilliant for getting paint off, but it is wearing down now. And I have these sanding pads that don't fit my sander, but are also very tough and stiff. So a lot of hand sanding to do. I'm going to get on with that without further ado, I think, because the day is getting on. well, that's it. I worked until I set the smoke alarm off, which I've covered up with a sock. Works quite well. Ooh, too dark. It works quite well, but it tells me when it gets too smoky. I managed to do half, almost, of that cupboard, and now that is steaming. Smoke just shoots out of that. Of course, this is thin veneer, so if you don't watch it, you can scorch this. And it gets really hot actually. Work on different areas. I've kind of managed to do a little bit, half an hour's work, and it's gone dark anyway, so I think I'm calling it a day. This is a project to be completed. Watch this space. So next time, folks, let's see how far I get with that. And I really don't know about that wallpaper. Anyway, so I think I'm going to end this vlog, and it's going on. It must be about half an hour long. And thank you very much if you've watched. I'm in my kitchen because I have a load of tomatoes that came in. And they're beginning to get very ripe now. This was about a week or so ago. So if anyone's got any recipes what to do with all these tomatoes, I kind of thought of doing chutney, but if you've got any better advice, let me know. And yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up the vlog. Thank you for watching. I am hoping to do a bit of cookery, a bit of lifestyle, a bit of yoga, a bit of just random babbling, a little bit on the witch side, but not too much, more pagan than witchcraft, really, just philosophy. So anything else you'd like to see, let me know. And yeah, have a very good week, and hopefully it won't be too long before I speak to you all again soon. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. See you soon. Bye.